Hey y'all, welcome back to the journey. In this video, we're going to Sedona, Arizona. We're going to discover some delicious eats and we're going to dig into some of the tools that I've been using to assist me in my journey. My mom and I came to Sedona to celebrate my 37th birthday. We live in different states, so it's always dope when we get to travel because it's one of the ways that we can spend time together. So for breakfast, we headed to the spot called Butterfields. If you ever find yourself in Scottsdale, Arizona, go.
Hi, I'm Annalie, and this is Butterfields, located in Scottsdale, Arizona, and we're the best pancake house in Arizona.
Because it was my birthday, I wanted to get a cake. So I Yelped places in Sedona and came across Sedona Cake Couture. Now I choose Yelp over Google because Yelp has photos and those photos are what brought me to this place. I mean, look at that cake. That is absolutely stunning. But since I couldn't bring home a multi-layered geode cake that was looking all types of goddess, I found this instead. The amazing part about this cupcake was that it managed to be gluten-free and decadent. Like, how do you do that? Yes, carrots, walnuts, raisins. So we're on our way to dinner, and we spot this store called Love Africa. We're both curious, so we pull over and we pop in. We both love going to stores like this when we travel. It gives us ideas for the home decor. Anyone else like that? What do you think? I like that other one though. This one's fun. Yeah, that one's pretty. Oh, actually, I like that. It's dinner time, y'all, and I chose Elote Cafe. This was one of the best dining experiences that we had while in Sedona, and you are about to see why. When I walked in, they were jamming. And you know I love good music, but here's the thing. That song, I only have that clip, and every time I try to Shazam it, I can't get it. Does anyone know what song that is? If you do, please put it in the comments below. Thank you. We started off with the elote corn dip appetizer. I'm not a huge fan of corn, but this could definitely sway me. My mother had a mole dish. I don't remember if it was lamb or pork, but she enjoyed the heck out of it. And I had this amazing smoked chicken enchilada. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I was battling a little bit because I wanted something that was mainly plant-based, but I was too curious. I had to try it, and I'm glad I did because now I know how I can bring those flavors at home into my own kitchen using plant-based material. But this hit the spot. They did so well with dinner, I had to taste what they could do with dessert. So we went with their signature dish, which was this corn cake. And it was giving me all the feels of cornbread mixed with tres leche, but not as soupy and soaky as tres leche, but some of those sort of rich, creamy flavors. Oh. Now, even though Sedona Cake Couture gave me all the feels I needed, I still wanted to see more cupcakes. I'm telling y'all, I love looking at cupcakes. It's just a thing I have. So I Googled this place and found that they were on Food Network and champions at baking. So I decided to pay them a visit. And they were pretty tasty. But Sedona Cake Couture has a special place in my heart. Got my cupcakes. I'm a cupcake fiend, y'all. Like, I need help. But anyway. But we didn't just come to Arizona to eat. We also came to take in Her Majesty. You ever have the experience where art just takes you? This took me. This mural was a reminder of our responsibility to take care of her, our mother, Earth. We need her to survive, and she needs us to wake up. As long as I can remember, we've always traveled as a family. And one of the things that my mother loves to do is to visit holy places whenever she travels. When I was younger, we lived in Europe and we'd always go to the old churches. And to be honest, I found them very boring. But this was interesting. I never even heard of the vortex or the vortices before my mother introduced them to me. We were here in Bell Rock and really spent some time, and I don't know what this was or even what it is fully, but I know that it feels 1000%. When you're on it, you feel it. So I use the time and the energy to do some meditations and some exercises. One of the exercises I do is called Life to, Death to. It's done in conversation with God. It's an affirmation exercise that really uses the power of word to create what it is that you want and release what it is that you don't. So you give life by speaking whatever you want to give life to, and you also create death, which is a natural part of life's cycle, for all the things that you want to release.
Life to acceptance, and life to giving birth to whatever it is that's inside of you. Life to moving forward, and death to getting stuck. Life to saying yes when it's a yes and no when it's a no, and death to speaking in contrary to what I feel. Yes, and life to observing wisely and moving with wisdom at its core, and deaf to being impulsive and hasty and uncertain and not paying attention. I want to free myself of these sort of anxieties and creativities that are sort of like coexisting inside. I'll work on that. Yeah, I'm just gonna be here.
I don't know what it is about these vortices, but they give you the gift of life. even if you're not into the spiritual nature of them, it's an amazing hike. You can go all the way to the top. We didn't because we didn't have on the right gear, but it was just worth it to just be out there and take in Her Majesty. What's really wild is, like, I remember when I was 17 years old, I went to an IMAX theater movie with my mom in Atlanta. And it was like some nature movie. I don't remember exactly what they were talking about, but they showed the Grand Canyon. And it left such an impression on me. I couldn't imagine that something like that existed. And here I am, years later, at the Grand Canyon. Thank you, Mommy. Is it working? Oh, sweet. Wow. I did not. It's literally, I said, wow. All right. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, blurry. Not as in focus as it could be. You could see a human being if you wanted to. So after a few days with the vortices in the Grand Canyon, we decided to spend our last day at the Desert Botanical Garden.
I've never had this kind of experience before.
So what was occurring for me as I was walking through this garden was, one, pure amazement. It never occurred to me that you could have so much beauty with a bunch of cactuses, or is it cacti? But I never thought of the desert as an oasis of plants. I really just saw it as a dry, barren piece of earth. But what was interesting was that even though the resources of water seemed limited, there was still such an abundance and a richness in this garden. So it made me think about my own life and those places where I feel like I don't have enough resources. And coming to this garden and having those plants talk to me and nudge me along the way with little bits of wisdom was really, really dope for the journey, because I got to see the abundance and richness of life and realize that if it could happen for these plants in the desert, it can definitely happen for me and anyone else out there. Plants are the most resilient thing on this earth. all you need to do is open up yourself to that wisdom. I love a good gift store. I often end up window shopping. I just appreciate what's there. But this time was different. 'Cause guess what I found? Man, it's been fabulous. This has been one of the better trips I've had in a while. It's great to get out of New York City and see the rest of the world. Is a lot slower. People are a lot nicer. There's a lot more nature, less concrete, less conflict. Arizona is very, very peaceful. It was just dope. Got to spend time with mommy and like just, mother-daughter time. I'm definitely gonna come back here, Thanks for watching, y'all. I'll see you next time when we visit London, England and Lyon, France. We're going to dig into all the good eats, see some family. You know how we do. It's the journey. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time.